right kit changes everything. With the right kit, you're ready for anything. United, connected, unstoppable. Whatever your sport, we are your sporting partner. Creating your kit your way. For every team, for every challenge, for every aspiration. Feel seen, feel ready, feel part of the team. Kit on, game on. The right kit changes everything. With the right kit, you're ready for anything. United, connected, unstoppable. Whatever your sport, we are your sporting partner. Creating your kit your way. For every team, for every challenge, for every aspiration. Feel seen, feel ready, feel part of the team. Kit on, game on.
Hello and welcome to Merchant Taylor's School. They are playing Reading Bluecoat tonight in the conclusion to their rugby week, raising money for the Fab charity, which you're going to hear all about shortly before kickoff. But we are here to talk about what is a fantastic occasion. These two have been going head to head for a few years now in this fixture, and it always goes down to the wire. It's been absolutely incredible in recent years. Reading Bluecoat in the first 2 years post-pandemic managed to get last-ditch victories to win this one, but it was Merchant Taylors last year that got their own back and got themselves on track. It is going to be a very special night, and it's going to be a very special weekend. There is a lot of rugby going on. We've got all sorts of games all over the country, including tomorrow's live game, Wellington College against Millfield. Do tune in for that one. We're going to be live from 2:15, and there's more rugby actually on Sunday. If you go and join our friends at Super Sports Schools, you'll be able to catch a very special South African touring side from the Eastern Cape Townships, who are taking on Sevenoaks RFC. So it is all going on this week, and it's all going on in the coming weeks as well. We've got so much to look forward to. The Merchiston Castle Festival, the St Joseph's Festival the following week. At the same time as that, the John Fisher Festival. It is a busy old week, and it's been a busy old week this week as well, actually. There's been a huge amount of rugby going on, including in the Cup, where the champions Harrow made it through, alongside some absolute giants of the game. Durham went through, Kingswood, one of last year's stars, flying through as well. Whitgift with a last gasp victory over three-time champions Dulwich College. It has all been going on. Here, though, the focus is on tonight and on Rugby Week. They've been playing throughout the week here at Merchant Taylors. It's something they do every single year, and it's all about raising money for the Fab charity, as mentioned, who look after disadvantaged young people. There's been rugby Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and it's largely been against Reading Bluecoat. In fact, so just look down at my notes here. Under 15s took on Reading Bluecoat at A and B level on Monday. Then on Tuesday it was the under 14s at A and B level, again against Reading Bluecoat. Then last night the under 16s, the second 15 and the third 15, all taking on Reading Bluecoat. But they are not the only ones. We've also had the prep school in action earlier on this evening. We've also had the under 13s against York House. Berkhamsted have been an opponent, Queen Elizabeth Barnet and Shiplake as well. It has all been going on, but it all builds to a head tonight. Behind me, you can see that stand. It's going to be filling up very shortly. The music is going to be blaring. I don't know if you can just make out. There's a DJ down in the far corner ready to go. There's coffees, there's teas, there's sausages. It's all going on. And Merchant Taylors are hosting as per. And it's daylight and it's warm because we're in October rather than November. So do stay with us. We're going to go and throw in just a second to that Fab charity advert so you can learn all about that. There's links for donation and stuff all on the website as well and in the YouTube description. So do go and give generously to them. You can see their logo actually when we get underway on the pitch later on. Kickoff coming up at 6:30. Team sheets at 6:27. Till then, enjoy this from Fab.
Is it on? Yeah. Got a cue. Not really.
You can count on me.
Hello and welcome back. You can see there that logo I was talking about, the Fab charity logo. Do please give generously to that. I'm joined alongside me in Coventry today. In Coventry? In Coventry. We're not in Coventry, we're in North London. By Phil Davis, who's a member of staff here at Merchant Taylors, but also formerly of Reading Bluecoat, who's well positioned to talk to us about tonight's game. How are you doing, Phil?
I'm all well, thank you, Angus. Thank you very much for bringing the team down to the end of our rugby week. It's been a tremendous week, as you said in the introduction, and yeah, we should be having a pretty cracking game of rugby. We've got pretty much perfect conditions, a bit earlier in the year this time, but yeah, perfect conditions, as you can just see the crowd and the Taylors boys getting ready to enter the pitch through the tunnel of juniors and OMTs as well.
Where you can just see on the top left of your screen, Merchant Taylors emerging through that tunnel to rapturous applause. And as they do that, we are going to take you through their team. They are led by fly half James Beebe. Those of you that tuned in to our coverage of their game against Teddy's Oxford will remember him. And he's alongside Ollie Davis, who's in at scrum half. His brother Kieran's on the bench. Twin brother, I should say. Rio Waddington is at 12. He's one who was part of this squad for last year's Rugby Week, gets the start this year. Look out for him. Oliver Southern alongside him. Anthony Poole's a bit of a star on the wing, with Ethan Price on the other as well. And Tommy Embleton, the man with the magic pass against Teddy's Oxford, is at fullback. Up front, Mustafa Syed and Aaron Kundapur Pereira, with Kian Omert, who is another one that is long in the tooth from this fixture, at tight head. Josh Natu and Edward Alt are in the second row. Look out for Josh Natu, a talented player there. Matthew Lee, Ivan Nabarro and Georgios Kyriakou are the back row. Kyriakou, who started this game last year. James Dyer, Freddie Ellis, Kieran Davis as mentioned, Jadiv Radia, Oliver Isherwood and George Killigrew are on the bench. Meanwhile, Reading Bluecoat, who are going to be in their dark blue kits. In fact, they might be in yellow. I'm just checking it. No, they are in their dark blue. Thank goodness for that. Thank goodness for that. Are led by Patrick Weisner, the skipper at number 8, who actually captained them last year. It was a bit of an injury crisis, so as a lower sick, he stepped into captain. Tells you a lot about him. Lawrence Walker also started last year. He's at 7 with Byron Crowe at 6. Ethan Charlie and Billy Nealander in the second row. Will Benjamin, Benji Carman and Ruben Wallace-Robinson, another veteran, in the front row. The back line, Dominic Carpenter and Jack Brand are at half-back. William Luff and Ollie Collins in the centres. Harvey Herbert and Max Lambert are on the wings, with Alex Main at fullback. On the bench, Sammy Maffin, George Peacock, Oliver Arnold and Fraser Aubrey. So Phil, the teams are out, the boys are on the field, both having their last minute discussions. This is a special week for Merchant Taylors, isn't it?
Yeah, unbelievable week. It's certainly one of the best things as a member of staff that I do at the school, and I'm sure other people will say. 14 teams across the school, all getting a chance to play under lights on this special pitch. As you'll see, it looks in absolutely amazing condition, and this is the highlight. This is what boys come to the school for, to play in this game. And you know, since I've been here, we played Reading Bluecoat as well, and it's been a fair old ding-dong every time we played them as well.
It really has. Referee in the middle there is Nick Edmonds, and running touch for him, Jesse Lipetz-Robic and Cyril Brognard, I should say. Very useful. London Society got in touch with us in midweek to give us all of their refereeing appointments for the weekend.
Back from right, knock on a goal.
Kick-off, Merchant Taylors. Ball claimed by Reading Bluecoat. As you say, Phil, these games have just gone down to the wire every single year. Form guides suggest that Merchant Taylors the favourites, but we know from past experience that this game is never that simple.
Yeah, it's always funny what a bit of home pressure can do to a home team, and actually sometimes the boys get themselves a little bit wound up for this game, so it always is a cagey affair to start with. But yeah, we've had some great games, very one-point scores in it, or one-score games in the past couple of years, as we just see the mistake there from Reading Bluecoat. Obstruction called there. And it looks like James Beebe's opting for the corner early doors. And he does a pretty fine job of that as well. Well done, James.
I noticed with James Beebe, we spoke to him after the game up at Teddy's Oxford. He's a big man for a fly half.
Absolutely, yeah, you wouldn't mistake him for the second row. He's quite a physical chap as well. Yeah, I'm trying to coach these boys all the way through from year 9. So I've seen James progress from actually playing at scrum half at times as well. Taylor's get the ball back there, but yeah, he's done really well as captain this year, and you know, this is a big game for him as well as it is everyone.
Taylor's looking to try and attack around the fringes and making good ground there from Natu. Now BB looks to unleash. In fact, he's done me with the eyes. He goes short. Now he looks wider. The little chip over the top. Is there some space in there? No, covered really very nicely by Alex Main, but it's a penalty. And a little decision to make here.
Number 3 over the sternum.
High tackle called there. He did a lovely lovely dummy there. Georgios Kyriakou doing what he does best and carry on the hard line there. St. James finding him nice and flat. It looks like they're going to get some points on the board here. It looks like Rio Waddington stepping up to pop the ball over, hopefully, for 3 early doors.
Well, given how close these games have been in the past, you've got to say that's a wise call. Get the points on the board, because they're all going to count when the end comes around. Yeah,
Taylors have found out the hard way that every point counts in the season so far. We were very close to Mill Hill last week. Yeah, losing by 2 or 4 points, depending on who you ask.
I was never any good at knowing exactly what the score was myself.
I don't think anyone in the stadium was, apart from the ref, apparently. But yeah, Rio had a good day with the boot. Commentator's curse. Hope it doesn't happen. There we go. 3 points for Rio Waddington. Settled as the side early doors. But again, good start from Taylors.
Waddington with the points. Merchant Taylors with the early lead. And the DJ with some early tunes.
So a bit of pedigree in the captaincy for Reading Bluecoat. Paddy Wisner just chatting to his older brother on the touchline. Ed, also a former first 15 captain at Reading Bluecoat. And as you mentioned, Paddy was obviously captain a year young and into his last year at the school.
It says a lot about the player, doesn't it? Getting that sort of responsibility in lower six, you very, very rarely see it.
Yeah, he's a pretty talismanic player, as Holly Davies does a wonderful job there. Unfortunately taken back in, not as wonderful as I'd have hoped, as it comes all the way back for a line out just inside the Merchant Taylors 22.
It's a good early opportunity for Reading Bluecoat to strike back.
In years gone by, the Bluecoat line-out's been a serious weapon of theirs. And this maul we've seen in recent years again has caused Taylor's problems in the past. As you can see, it has again by the looks of things, as Bluecoat have the free ball here.
Bluecoat run that free ball down the centre channel. Back inside again, looking for those gaps on the soft shoulders, chasing across and finding a bit of go forward through Walker. Just inches from the line now. Playing with another advantage. Short by inches. Now they get across the line. Reading Bluecoat do strike back. And it's the hooker, Benji Carmen, that gets across the line. Reading Bluecoat on the scoreboard. And with the first try.
Yeah, that line out again. Good maul set up there, and then the pick and go for a few possessions there. It's almost impossible to stop people from that yardage, let alone of a chap that size.
All stemmed from, as you said, that traditional strength of Reading Bluecoats. The line out got the advantage from it, which gave them the ability to just go and have a dart at the line. Brand converts, and Bluecoat from 3-0 down now lead 7 points to 0. In fact, I was incorrect. It was Ruben Wallace Robinson, the veteran at Loosehead, that got across the line.
Might just give Taylors a bit of a kick in the arm there, just to wake them up a little bit. hopefully get the crowd into voice at some stage as well. It does make a big difference when their fellow students give a bit of voice and start singing. That one's gone backwards though.
And just a couple of signs of what you were talking about, the pressure of the fixture. It does take a little while for it to ebb away and for the players just to feel as though they're in another game.
Absolutely, and no matter how long you played rugby, playing in front of a big crowd does funny things to you. But this should be an interesting contest. All upper sixth front row from Merchant Taylors. These three are thick as thieves: Saeed, Kandupa, Pereira, and Omer. Just goes down there, but this could be an interesting battle for the evening.
I'm nice and slow, so you get your height and your binds right, or I'll start blowing. Go through your slip.
Key and Omer there at tight head. Like you said, a bit of a veteran in this side, a real cornerstone of the scrum and the set piece. Actually played when I first coached him was in the 14Ds, I believe. So I'm really pleased he's come all the way to represent the school at first 15. And it's a great shot there.
Luco do really well just to get the ball away, and Wisner taking the responsibility as you might expect rather. As you say, a huge Merchant Taylors scrum. And the penalty to go with it. Navarro gets over it.
He's done that a few times in his career. The unmistakable Ivan Navarro there. Very low centre of gravity. Gets those legs really wide apart, and he just latches onto that ball. Makes a career out of making good jackals.
And Bibi doubles down on it, sending that kick into the 22. Great platform for Merchant Taylors. I just want to go back while this line out forms to that tale of Omer going from under 14Ds through to the first 15, and that really is what in many ways the school game is all about, isn't it? Is players being able to progress and develop at their own rates.
Absolutely, and there's the man we just mentioned beforehand, Ivan Navarro as well, had never played rugby before he came to the school, and here he is in the big game working his magic. And you know, for me that's the sign of a good rugby program, if you've got boys playing rugby for that long. Waddington looks for the stab through, can't quite make it.
Attacking opportunity goes begging for Merchant Taylors. Reading blue coat. Kick long. Embleton. What sort of magic has he got in his feet? Takes two to bring him down.
Always had a lovely step as Tommy always manages to beat the first man. And the angry legs of Josh Natu gets you over the gain line.
Earns the penalty as well.
Josh Natu in lower sixth certainly has all the makings of a hallmark career for the first 15. The Saracens Academy, formerly London Irish. Remember him coming into the school in year 9 and people saying big things about him, and again it's good to see him living up to the hype essentially.
Already had a couple of big interventions, Natu. And likely to be a key source of line-out ball as well. He's the dummy option though on this occasion.
Good line there by Kiriakou. Bibi and Kiriakou linking up again on the angle there.
Almost intercepted, but it might well work out here for Merchant Taylors. Bit of space down the left-hand side. Lovely dancing feet, almost up to the 5-metre line. Can they get quick ball? Can they move it fast? No, it's just slowed down. But it may well work out anyway. They keep moving forward. Thought the momentum had been lost.
Amazing break there from Ethan Price. Taylor's now got to be patient.
Davies has a look. Might there be some space? No, good tackle comes in. Taylor's keep possession there, one just lost forward, and Reading blue coat stay in the hunt here twice now. Merchant Taylors have been in prime position, and twice Reading Bluecoat have managed to keep them out.
You can see how happy the Bluecoat boys are with that defensive shift. Unbelievable job to keep them out. Like I said, an amazing initial break from Ethan Price, and then the forwards looking to go through the phases and a bit of pick and go. Perhaps they just went a fraction too early to get the ball wide, and unfortunately that's the turnover and a good option or good opportunity for Reading to clear their lines in.
It's another massive scrum from Taylors, and once again Wisner has to take the ball on himself. Sharp work from Brand. Goes over the head of Embleton, but he's got time to recover and to have a look at what's on. There's not a lot on there, he's not got a lot of support. Bluecoat flash over and get the penalty as well. Hunting as a pack there, Reading Bluecoat.
Great kick chase, absolutely. Embleton usually manages to be the first man, but just got himself a little bit isolated there. And a fantastic position here to opt for it, like they said. Look, they're opting for the points to try and extend this lead in the first half. All by himself there, as you can see. And the sea of blue comes over the ball, get their hands on it and force the turnover for holding on.
You could see the thinking from Embleton. He had a little bit of support off to the right-hand side, but he just couldn't quite crab out close enough to it. And Bluecoat flashed over. Jack Brand now has a chance to extend the lead. It's a tidy kick as well.
Whoever's operating the scoreboard was a little overzealous there, put the score as 10-3 up before he'd even kicked the ball, so good to see that they've got a lot of belief in the home side.
Great faith in Jack Brand. The 10-3 Reading Bluecoat lead. BB this time goes deep. Carmen is the man to take it on, and then Brand thumps it long up towards the halfway line.
Great exit that. No pressure on them from Taylor's. Listen, Dance has got that well worked. Man of a lot of experience is Mr. Dance, and again a former colleague. He'll have no doubt worked tirelessly. Him and Phil Hoy on this this Bluecoat team.
Natu takes the line up. BB takes it very flat to the line. Bluecoat wise to it though. Well, that is good play from the skipper. Engaging defenders. And then Bluecoat just lose that one forward. So it'll be a Taylor's scrum.
Looking to get Anthony Poole on the ball early there, but strong carry from Aaron Kandupa Pereira. Slightly interesting passage of play there, can't quite see how that's come to be, but there's a scrum coming Merchant Taylor's way with a lovely position on the field here with that strong front row. Again, could launch something really threatening here, hopefully.
I don't know if viewers are familiar with Alan Dimmock, the former editor of Rugby World, but the referee tonight is an absolute dead ringer for him.
Oh, you've flummoxed me there as well, Angus. Actually, he doesn't look too dissimilar from yourself. If you took your hat off, could be a long-lost brother.
Well, in a roundabout way, Alan will be absolutely charmed to know that he looks like me. Somewhere he's crying into his evening cuppa. Taylor's with the scrum. More even contest that time. So BB takes it very deep, but it works beautifully, enticing the defence on and allowing the gap. But that's a beautiful turnover from Walker. Experienced man in the lineup. Yeah,
again, Taylor's just probably not working a little bit hard enough on the floor to look after their own ball there. It was Ollie Southern who hit an amazing line there. And again, Taylor's forfeit field position for not looking after their own ball.
BB goes through, but then can't find a teammate with the pass. Both sevens actually have had fantastic starts to this game. Walker and Navarro doing a lot of damage. There is Walker again. Still going. Terrific play from the open side.
Luca with the free ball here. Taylor's stray offside in the midfield. Costly position to give away a penalty. Could likely forfeit easy field positioning.
Slow ball for Blue Coat. So they opt for the boot. Embleton has it, but they were playing with advantage.
It's kind of this range last week against Mill Hill, where Taylor's gave away a lot of penalties, and the Mill Hill forward pack were quite domineering, and actually that kind of led to their downfall quite a lot. So Taylor's, hopefully need to learn quite quickly here. Penalties in this part of the pitch actually can really come back to bite you, especially if Blue Coat's line out starts to function again.
Just admiring, as you mentioned earlier, the work of the ground staff. Absolutely fantastic. Pitch is looking sublime.
Yeah, a little bit biased, I reckon. The best in the business here at Merchant Taylors. You should see them in all seasons. Little story to be had about some of the branding on the pitch. Had to be done a couple of times, is what we'll say. But I'll spare the blushes of any of the ground staff's names. But it looks fantastic. Yeah, they gave it a brush up today. The artwork looks fantastic. We've obviously got the Fab charity logo on as well. Yeah, tireless ground staff at all schools, really. The unsung heroes, particularly at independent schools like Blue Coat. We've also got some lovely grounds as well.
They really have done a fantastic job. And hey, we can't all get it right first time. That's certainly something I've learned. Taylor's in possession. BB throws the dummy, finds a gap. Can he find a teammate now? Does brilliantly. Still, Taylor's keep the ball alive. Just skips off the ground, but still, there you go. Poole now has it. What can he do? Oh, what can Poole do? Keep going, Poole. Fantastic. This could be a piece of utter magic from Anthony Poole. Going for the line. Oh, sensational.
Wow. Wow, unbelievable. What a memory maker there from Anthony Poole. From on the 10-metre line of our own half. Step and a break, great interplay from BB, who's showed and goed. But look at this from Anthony Poole on the own 10-metre line. Strength, power, acceleration, leaves people for dust, change of direction, and then a clean pair of heels to really shift momentum in this game.
An absolute wonder try from Anthony Poole. He's scored some beauties already this season, but that caps the lot.
Turns it on for the cameras, shall we say? No, to be fair, Paulie's had a great season so far. Again, a very senior player, very well-respected player in the team. Talismanic, as we say, as Waddington looks to add the extras here. And over they go.
Waddington levels it up, but Anthony Poole, clip it, mark it up, share it with your mates. That was absolutely sensational.
Pooley's come to the party, just like Embleton did a few weeks ago. Again, the memory maker. I've certainly heard about that pass a few times, Angus, in my lessons.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you heard about that pass a few times, you're going to be hearing about this try non-stop. And you can feel the momentum shift around here. The crowd volume has gone up. The cheering around the ground as Merchant Taylors earned the penalty there. And BB, perhaps wisely, just taking his time over this one. Just allowing the heart rates of his teammates to settle a little bit.
Yeah, most vulnerable after his score, aren't you? So actually it's really nice for Taylors to be able to get a bit of territory here, get into the blue coat half. Yeah, the crowd just starting to find their voice a little bit. You can see the Barbarians from earlier this afternoon. You can hear them in the stands, stamping their feet and cheering in their coloured tops.
Just to add a little bit more atmosphere, night has set in. It's all floodlights now, and it's all Taylors right now.
Navarro, what a carry. Unmistakable with that lock of blonde hair.
Lost forward, Reading Bluecoat will have the scrum.
Yeah, just to come back to your point on the conditions, I mean, it's almost absolutely perfect to play rugby in at this time of night as well, as the lights start to take full effect. Obviously got a set of lights on, illuminating the pitch behind us as well, so 2 pitches illuminated throughout the week.
Crouch!
Goldilocks conditions, you might call them. Not too hot, not too cold.
Set!
Just right.
Hello!
Ball lost in the midfield, Waddington has it. It's going to get called back though, both sides lost it forward. So another scrum, and calm starts to descend after the madness of a few moments ago. And that Anthony Poole try.
Yeah, just a costly mistake there. What a perfect position for the attacking scrum here. Slap bang in the middle, just inside between the 10 and the 22. And 2 big spaces either side of the scrum to attack. So keep your eyes peeled for something smart here from the Taylors backline.
Straight across.
Penalty and scrum time for Taylors. Will they have a look at the post, or is it just a bit too far out of range? Certainly having the conversation. They go for the scrum again. It was obviously a move they definitely want to run off this play.
Absolutely, Kian Omer and Mustafa Saeed doing a great job there. Again, these 3 at the front and bore everyone again. Pride themselves on their scrummaging. Proper front rowers, mate.
You don't often see the front row win the argument and get to go for the scrum again. A convincing trio as well as a good one.
Hello, everyone!
BB.
Forward pass. No advantage.
Forward pass, but the back line were offside, so another penalty, and ill discipline starting to cost Reading Bluecoat a little bit here.
Bit closer, points an option, but looks like BB's heading for the corner. Can he plonk it deep into Bluecoat territory? Yeah, quite clearly forward there, unfortunately, from James. But again, Taylor's back line can be really menacing. Got some great ball players in there. Rio Waddington at 12, formerly a 10, well, probably still a 10. I imagine we'd see him in the 10 shirt next year once James Beebe's left. But yeah, got the back line to do it as well. Poole on one wing, Price on the other, Embleton at fullback.
Bluecoat make a mess of the line out, but then lost it forward, so Taylors still have it.
Take a step, 3.
Slightly different kind of platform to the one they were hoping for,
Back
but
foot, Blue, back foot.
R2 rumbles forward.
Scrum advantage over, leave it now.
Inching ever closer to the line. Now they go a little wider. Is there a bit of space there? Kyriakou goes close. on the floor. And again, Reading Bluecoats survive, and it in many ways has been the tale of the half. That pool try aside is that Merchant Taylors have found themselves a great territory, but Bluecoat have managed to escape more often than not.
Yeah, it looks like just a little knock on there, and they were assisting with the pick and go option. And with the right thing, trying to draw the defence in a little bit. Just the execution went a little bit awry here. Reading still with a bit of work to get out their 22 from here, though.
Gross!
Mind you, the 9 and 10, Carpenter and Brand have looked pretty assured at getting themselves out of positions like this. And I'm sure Wisner might have something to say about it as well.
And there's just enough blindside for Wisner to work with. Shrugs off a couple of tacklers, but then his offload ends up loose, and Taylors have it again.
Release, Blue, release!
Waddington to Beebe. Beebe flings it out to Embleton, just behind him though. So Poole has to tidy up. Davis blind to Natu. Natu with the step inside, and then the offload. Good cover defence from Reading Bluecoat.
Same story. Taylor's cough it up again. Strong exit there from Carpenter. Job done. Fair play to the Reading Bluecoat defence here. They're weathering the storm a little bit. Taylor's given themselves enough rope, essentially. They're not able to make that possession count. Number of visits into the 22 has been an awful lot, and particularly on the try line, and they've come away empty-handed quite occasionally.
Another opportunity here though for Merchant Taylors inside the 22, but the line out goes awry, and Bluecoat, through the abrasive carrying of Benjamin, can escape, but lost forward. So much momentum through that contact, but the ball popped out. So again, another Taylors opportunity.
Big overthrow there. Oh, excuse me, put my teeth in. Big overthrow there from Aaron Kundu-Paparera. And inadvertently, James Beebe's got the knock on there. I think the Titan might have won the collision there, but fair play to James. Well done, mate. Get your head in there and get the knock on. As Jadev Radia enters the fray in place of Matthew Lee.
Crouch! Bind!
Big blindside here. Will Kiriakou look to use it? They got away with one slightly because Navarro broke off that scrum about 5 minutes before it was finished.
Out of the McCaw book of bending the laws there, I believe.
Take him back!
Bluecoat though emerged with the ball, so all's fair in love and war. Embleton collects it though. Beebe now flashes it back to Embleton, who then stabs a kick through. How's that going to bounce? Oh, invitingly, and then just drives out into touch.
Tommy's really improved his kicking since we first came, or certainly since I first came across him in year 9. Even last year was a big working for him, and actually, you know, the game against Teddy's, we saw some excellent kicking from him there. That was a lovely kick, but again, same thing. Taylor's just not making it count. It's a perfect time to score. You know, this just before half-time. They've got the opportunity again, but they've got to be just a little bit more accurate.
I think hats off to Navarro for somehow as the open side managing to be on the outside of his blindside winger off the scrum. That's what you call open side play. You're not getting spotted, you're doing something right.
No, but the first like 5
That's schoolboy rugby.
They're on their mark, you take a gap.
So Taylor's deep in the blue coat half. Perfect time to take advantage here and score just before half time.
Overthrown again. Just struggling to make these opportunities count. Reading Bluecoat living dangerously by giving the opportunities up. Wisner, as we've come to expect, goes direct. It'll be another scrum for Merchant Taylors inside the 22.
They're both at it. maybe it's not as perfect conditions as we described. The ball might be quite slippery.
Well, it did get dark very quickly, so there could be a bit of dew out there.
Certainly makes a difference from the cold and rain there, Angus.
Oh, it's a vast improvement, believe me. I'm enjoying this new October date for Rugby Week.
Set!
Davis to Beebe, standing deep again, but again carving a hole for Poole, and Poole's still going. Got one magical try, fancies another, he's eventually hauled down. Kiriakou goes around the fringe. Take your time is the call from the touchlines, and that's exactly what they do, playing with advantage as well, I think. Round the corner they go. Is this the opportunity? Oh, what a tackle that is. Crucial tackle from the try scorer, Robinson. But now they're across the line. Eventually, the dam bursts and Merchant Taylors have the score. And it's the tight head prop who's been working so hard all evening, Kian O'Mert, who gets the score.
Yeah, this is what Taylors have been looking to do all evening, and actually the accuracy comes to fore here, and the patience there. You can hear the coach shouting, take your time, and you're always going to be very hard to stop from that distance, especially if you're Kian O'Mert. And what a lovely moment for him. Such a great servant to school rugby and Taylor's rugby here, and yeah, really chuffed for him to get on the scoreboard there. And to be fair, you know, probably just been coming. Taylor's been in the ascendancy, been in the blue coat 22 for a lot, so it's nice to finally come away with something.
They would have been kicking themselves if they'd gone into half-time without that score, you'd feel. So much time spent in the blue coat 22 for Merchant Taylors, but eventually they get that second try. And they extend it to a 7-point lead with the conversion. Waddington's used up his time nicely, just bends that one in. Beautifully done from Rio Waddington, and it is a 7-point lead.
Yeah, calm and collected there from Rio. Just what Taylor's needed, the extras there. Now, just before half-time, now just got to spend a bit of time clearing their lines, playing in the blue coat half, make sure they don't concede before half-time. Kieran Davies enters the fray. So a pair of twins, Ollie and Kieran, on the field for Taylors.
Thumped towards halfway. Dealt with superbly, actually, by blue coat, because the chase was on, but that's not forward. And all that good work from Alex Main comes to naught, unfortunately, on his blue coat side.
Yeah, thumped being the correct word there. You could hear it as it came off his boot. The hang time was momentous there as well, and again, good work from Taylors, exactly what the doctor ordered, forcing a turnover in this part of the field with not long left on the clock of the half.
It did sound like it had come off one of the old prop boots with the steel toe caps, didn't it?
Set!
As long as it works, though.
Turned over.
You don't see that very often. One against the head. Davis at scrum half was
offside in the back line.
Searching desperately for the ball at the back of his scrum, but it was on the other side.
No advantage to crossing or throw at the back line.
And a penalty for offside amidst the confusion.
Heading for the DJ booth? No, nowhere near.
We've not heard from the DJ for a while.
Mr. Murray, the head of geography, keen DJ. I'll send him a text at half-time. Any requests?
Well, you put me on the spot now. Let's go old-fashioned. Let's go ABBA. My grandparents would like that.
I don't think that's really his bag, but we'll see. Lovely line out there from Reading. Hit the tail there perfectly. Good opportunity here as the back line, and with the advantage here with Reading, for Reading again.
No.
Referee just wants a word here. Too many penalties for his liking. I think Taylor's would quite like just to get through to the half-time break now and get some time to restock. Reading Bluecoat, though, will be thinking we can go in level here with a chance, although I think I might have seen a tee being run on.
Back line, all offside.
Yeah, live to fight another day. Inch your way closer to the score, and have half time to regather your thoughts. I think that's probably a wise decision.
Well, it comes back to what we were saying at the start of the game, doesn't it? You've got to take your points in this one because we know the way this game always shakes out. A point or two here or there. Tidy strike from Brand, and it does close that gap. 4 points the difference at half time. We go into the break. Merchant Taylor's 17, Reading Bluecoat 13. A big 35 minutes coming up. And we take a look through the highlights of that first half. An early lead, a mere 3 points to Merchant Taylors, was quickly responded to by a Wallace Robinson score for Reading Bluecoat. They were 10-3 up, and then this from Anthony Poole. A piece of utter magic. And that, Phil, really changed the entire momentum of the game, didn't it? At 10-3 down, you could see that Taylors were feeling a little nervy, a little scratchy, and then Anthony Poole does that. And then it was pretty much the next 20 minutes spent camped on the Reading Bluecoat 22.
Yeah, that was a real game changer there for the momentum of the game. And, you know, fair play to Reading. They've defended really well, but I think Taylors might be a little bit upset. They've kind of been the authors of their own demise in the 22 a little bit. They've had a lot of possession, a lot of visits to the 22, very close to the try line as well, and kind of small mistakes, kind of silly errors, sloppy errors have meant probably they're not as far ahead as they would like to be, but that's certainly no disrespect to the defensive effort that Reading Bluecoat have shown so far. It's shaping up to be another Friday night classic of Rugby Week, 17-13 as it stands. And as we have seen in the past, you know, very similar games give us something very exciting rugby.
It never fails to make the nerves jangle, this one. And of course, we shouldn't forget the reason we're all here today, the reason that Rugby Week has become such a big beast. It is what it's all about behind the scenes, which is raising money for FAB. And tell us a little bit about FAB, Phil.
So FAB is the nominated school charity for about 55 years now. We had an assembly on it this morning. It's a charity that gives respite to physically disabled and mentally disabled people as well, and boys and girls. And the Taylors community raise money for it all year, and basically they run a FAB week, which is held at the school in the Easter holidays, where they put on a load of activities, and the sixth formers basically care for the FAB pupils, things like horse riding, discos. They get a visit from the fire department. They do archery, they do all sorts, and it's just a lovely way for our pupils to give back to the community. Yeah, it's very heartwarming. I'm sure you saw the video before the game this morning, and it's again well supported over a long time here at Taylor, so we're very proud to be able to support it again this year.
Yeah, fantastic charity, and you can find out more about them at fab.org.uk. That's fab.org.uk if you want to donate. There's plenty of links through there to do so. Players are just about ready for the second half. Referees taking on a bit of liquid as well. It's been quite a warm one actually for an October evening.
Yeah, I had to ditch the coat quite early actually. We had the Barbarians tournament beforehand, which was under 9s, 10s and 11s triangular between a load of our local prep schools and clubs, which is really cool to see. They had a lovely time, and you can see those guys in the stands making all the noise in their coloured shirts. Looks like the changes have been rung a little bit. Looks like James Dyer's on for Aaron Kandupa-Pereira. Trying to see who else is out there. Freddie Ellis looks like he's on at number 17, one of my tutees. Go on, Freddie.
Go on, Freddie, indeed. Reading Bluecoat in dark blue get us underway for the second half. Taylors gather the kickoff, but actually it's been won on the floor by Bluecoat, so an early chance for them to try and attack the Taylors line, but their pass, I think, comes off a Taylors player into touch, and it'll be a Bluecoat line out to get us going.
Looks like Ollie Isherwood in the midfield to come on as well. Trying to see see my own notes here and things.
It's a scrappy old start to this second half. Another set piece coming up here.
I'm sure that's exactly what both coaches said to their lads at the half-time. Make sure it's as scrappy as possible.
Both teams buying into the premise that this game is supposed to go right down to the wire every year, and if we can make it scrappy and tense, that's the way to go. So Merchant Taylors will have a scrum. They've got a tidy blind side to work with. Kiriakou, the vice captain, might just have a think about that. And that is what they go for. Kiriakou has more than a think about it, gets the pass away, but it's well got in the way of by Bluecoat.
Yeah, Georgios has always had an epic turn of pace, and he uses it to good advantage from number 8. And they've got a penalty in a good position here, rather fortunately. But yeah, Kiriakou did really well to get the ground there from the base of the scrum, just outside the 22.
With a penalty on top of it, the opportunity here for a huge territorial swing for Merchant Taylors. And that's a cracker from that angle. BB gets it into the 22. Really quick work on the floor.
Looks like Jada Radia did the job there, or Jada or Anthony. Sorry, lads. Can't see that far from in here. But a heck of a position here for Taylors to try and mount an attack. James Dyer with the ball in hand, a very accomplished line-out thrower. Freddie Ellis there with number 17 on his back, might be a good target here.
It is that takes it, and the maul is set up, and for the first time tonight, really, Merchant Taylors have a chance to show what they can do from the maul. As it is, it's Reading Bluecoat to get the early nudge, and then flying off from that maul they go. Oh, this is brilliant work from Dyer. Dyer's still going just short of the line. Is it being held up?
Held up.
Just.
What an impact there from James.
Held up.
Clearly held up, the referee says, but yeah, great footwork there from the wee man. James, first things first, hits his dart, then nearly gets over the try line. What an impact.
Well, it was a really difficult one for him in the end, wasn't it? Because there was no way he could have been expecting to get all the way to the try line. He just ended up in a scenario where he was going further than he thought, and he just couldn't get the bodies out from underneath him. But they'd been under him since about 10 meters out. No way he thought he'd get there.
Slipperier than a buttered otter. That one will come back to haunt me, maybe? I don't know. But Taylors again with the scrum opportunity here. Deep in the blue coat, 22. Blind side maybe for Kiriakou to use again. He's done an awful lot so far this half, or this game.
I'm still picturing a buttered otter, but Taylors. And Kiriakou round the blind side again. This time he's brought down. He's got his side on the front foot.
19, step!
Natu now. Inches short, in fact. He was over the line, but held up
Goal line drop out.
Might even have been his own arm that had gone underneath it, but he was wedged in. But we're back to that pattern of the first half, aren't we? Taylor's exerting a huge amount of pressure. For just a half a second there, I thought Isherwood might go for the drop goal.
He's found Price instead. His feet are electric, as we saw in the first half.
Kuriaka again with the carry. He's becoming more and more of a force in this game.
And another knock on. Both sides maybe a little bit tired. I know days like today can be quite emotionally expending as well. The energy can dip at this stage. Long day at school, long journey for Reading. You know, Taylor's a lot of mental energy invested in this game as well. So yeah, we do often tend to see boys drop down with cramp at kind of this stage of the game maybe.
Crouch!
And what's the school day like on a day like today? Yeah, the boys have got their day-to-day to focus on through the day, but it is a challenge, isn't it? You've got this big event coming up in the evening, and rugby is the sort of sport that does demand emotional buy-in from you, and that does mean thinking about it from quite early on in the day. How does the school strike that balance of trying to keep everyone calm and focused on maths or English or whatever it might be?
Business as usual. Yeah, it's kind of one of the strengths of the school, dare I say it. We're a pretty well-rounded school, and academics are the bread and butter, but the co-curricular and the sport is certainly valued, as the games here will show, and the commitment to sport here will show. But I'd have thought the boys might have done quite well to talk their teachers round to maybe not doing as much as they'd have liked to in lessons. As Embleton gathers a great ball. Great catch there by Tommy.
There are certain days where an educational video always pays off. Taylor's on the attack. Natu looks to get on an outside shoulder. It's a really good bit of defensive work on him. They've recognised that he's a threat of Reading Blue Coat, so much so that they've earned the penalty as well.
Number 4 holding on. 16 first man.
He did so well with the carry there. Literally, he's got such long legs and he drives them and pumps them. He's so hard to bring down. And unfortunate there to just give away the holding on penalty.
You see the replay here. It was a great carry, but Blue Coat had got 3 players around him, and then that is really good actually from Sammy Maffin to get over the ball.
Give us away, please! Yeah.
Brief delay while we get the ball back, but we've found one and we're ready to go. And that goes awry though. Beebe collects it off the tail and thumps it long. There's a bit of space in there and he's found exactly that. Thought I heard a whistle, but it was on the pitch behind. We play on.
You're outside, 9.
Dealt with it well there, Reading. That was an awkward little kick from Beebe, and Anthony Paul was herring down on the fullback there, but they've done exceedingly well.
Get the exit up to halfway. Beebe thought about spreading it with the pass, instead uses the boot. It's good cover in the backfield. I think it was Herbert who'd come all the way across. In fact, no, it was a fly half. Jack Brand that had covered it up. Embleton. Oh, lovely footwork from Embleton. Stabs the kick through. How's the bounce for Embleton? Oh, just falls in Blue Coat hands, and then they do really well to burst out from their own try line. Alex Main making yards there, and now they're going to have a little counter of their own. Is there something on here for Reading Blue Coat? Oh, they're off and running at Blue Coat. Lawrence Walker, the open side, had a big first half, and that was brilliant there. Turning defence into attack.
Great read from Waddington there. What a passage of play that was. Still going.
What a vital tackle it was from Waddington as well, because without that read, there was space on the outside for Blue Coat. Now there might be space on the outside for Merchant Taylors. Still the ball keeps moving. It's gone backwards. Beebe has it. Is he in touch? Not quite. There's players littered all over the field. Everyone is absolutely shattered. They're cramping up. We're only 44 minutes in. That tells you everything about the emotional energy that's going into this one. Natu now bumps off one tackler, hanging on to his shirt tails. Waddington to Poole. What's Poole got in his feet? Poole off, breaks through one. Can he find a pass? Not quite, goes to ground, but now we are going to stop because that absolute sea of bodies on the floor in front of us is in the way of play. What a passage.
Can I break yet? Wow. That was harem-scaring to say the least, wasn't it? Started from a wonderful kick through from Embleton. Well chased by Pricey. Blue Coat break down the right-hand side here, find their way towards the middle, followed by that wonderful read by Rio Waddington in the midfield. Look at that, lovely footwork from Tommy there. And a depth chip. And yeah, we find ourselves with I think it's a scrum, part-way through the Blue Coat 22. That's Kieran Davies making his way off there, unfortunately.
I'll tell you what, that was a wonderful little kick through from Embleton, because that is such a hard skill when you're running from right to left to keep the ball from drifting out on towards the touchline as you're moving that way with your body. Temptation is to overcompensate and kind of kick it infield a bit, but to get it so dead straight on his running line was really adept. As you say, a kicking rather, a part of his game that has developed so much.
Yeah, especially off the, well, that was off the right foot as well. You might see a kick off the left one there, but yeah, Tommy spent a long time kind of finding his position. He played a lot of 10 lower down the school. Him and James interchanged a little bit, but certainly made full back his own. And you can see with feet like he's got, he always manages to beat the first player. And with the kicking game in his armoury, he's certainly developed his game. Unfortunately, it looks like the Blue Coat player is still down there, so we might have a little pause in play. As you can see, there's a lot of boys down with cramp, as we were just talking about. Anthony Poole's just in front of us getting some treatment from his mates.
And I guess, you know, we're quite early on in the game. In reality, the fact that so many boys are struggling with a bit of cramp, does that just show exactly what we were talking about earlier, about how much emotional energy is spent, and just you end up finding things that would never normally happen, like cramping up after 45 minutes.
Absolutely, and actually you take it for granted how much of the day you're on your feet at school, especially at a huge campus like here. You're doing a lot of walking. You know, you don't have much of a say on what's for lunch at school sometimes as well, so I don't know if the boys were tucking into fish and chips at lunchtime, or whether they following their own nutrition plans. I certainly tucked into fish and chips.
If fish and chips is on offer, people are having fish and chips.
Looks like number 13 there from Reading, Ollie Collins, is departing. Hopefully he's all right.
And it looks as though we're just about ready to get underway after that breathless passage of play, and then a lengthy delay while we patched up some of those injured bodies. It'll be a Merchant Taylor scrum in familiar territory, which is deep inside the Reading Blue Coat 22. Tommy Davies will be the man to feed it. Tidy scrum. Ball is just a little loose, but it's gone backwards. Beebe had a half a think about the kick, and then a thumping tackle comes in on him from William Luff.
Found himself a little bit upright there, did our James.
Aggressive line speed from Blue Coats. Eventually seen Merchant Taylor's force from 22 almost to halfway. Now they find some space on the outside though, and Poole, in fact it's not Poole, Isherwood on the far side. Poole is down in front of me, still stretching his cramp out.
Big kudos there to Reading Blue Coat. Certainly dogged it out in defence and managed to spoil a lot of Taylor's ball.
Beebe looking for the 50-22, but finds his opposite man instead.
Come on, Taylor! Come on, Taylor!
A little bit of kick tennis here. That one's skidding on. Neither side wants to be the one to make the error. What a tackle that is from Waddington. He's had a couple of huge defensive interventions. That one, a massive tackle.
Max Lambert maybe not wanting just to return the kick there and kind of inadvertently put his side under a little bit of pressure there. Great covering tackle by Waddington, but yeah, you're not gonna outwit Tommy Hamilton at the back there with those kicks. Safest pair of hands on the pitch. But again, yeah, great defence. Rio Waddington's he's having a great game with his defence today.
Another unusual line out, but it works out for Taylor's. Dyer. Try scorer rather, Omer. Collisions seemingly getting bigger and bigger as this game wears on. Is there some space on the outside? Blue coat shut it down.
Southern putting some real pace on the ball there. And again, another knock-on. Patience from Taylor's required. Got to come away from this area of the pitch at this time of the game with some points at least, just to stretch the game a little bit, but they'll be kicking themselves here.
And conversely, patience from Reading Blue Coat in defence. They've had to do an awful lot of it. They're holding firm at the moment.
Just a little nod to Ollie Southern. Missed the whole of last year, whole of last season with a back injury, and has certainly cemented that 13 shirt for him. So really pleased to see him back on the field and representing the first 15.
Now stop one.
Get out, left.
It's a superb bit of defence from Radir. Wisner was looking to wind up and fling himself off that base of the scrum as he has done so many times tonight. But Radir up there to make the tackle.
Yeah, Jadev, very talented sportsman, plays GB American football as well.
Let's go, please, White.
That'll be where that grip on the shirt came from.
Crouch! Bind!
So we are 15 minutes into the second half, and we are as we were at half time. Merchant Taylors leading Reading Blue Coat by 4 points, 17-13. Taylors in the 22 in their white shirts.
Release blue!
Looking to extend the advantage. Blue Coat defence has stood firm so far, but just creaks a little bit there. And now Taylors are about an inch short of the line, maybe not even that. This time they're across the line. And it's Dyer that gets the score. He came so close a few moments ago. And Dyer has his try and Taylors have theirs.
Yeah, chuff for James there. Right play. Look at this. Mustafa Saeed, he's had a unassuming quiet game, but he's come up trumps there. Just got on with his business throughout the game, and when we needed him, made the yards there. And again, as we said earlier, stopping anyone from this distance is always very hard. But James Dyer is the man on the end of it, and extends that lead pretty importantly for Taylors at the moment.
As I say, held up early on in the second half, but this time gets his 5 points. And Waddington has had a couple of big aggressive interventions in the game defensively, just has to have a delicate one here with the boot and nudge this score out.
I'm sorry, Mike.
Takes his time again and gets his rewards for it. Waddington adds the extras. Merchant Taylors now lead by 11. James Dyer with the try. 3 tries for Merchant Taylors.
Certainly made an impact since he's come on, old James. Reading with a little bit to do now here, but as we know in these games, expect the unexpected.
Yeah, Brian, someone find me. Augustia!
We've seen this game turn on its head in a matter of moments over the years. Blue Coat with their first bit of attacking ball for quite some time. What have they got in the locker here? And just has a little look for some space on the outside, and it's an awkward bounce, really difficult one to deal with. Taylors do really well in the end, somehow through Price, to get a hold of the ball.
What a kick from Brand. Singing Tommy's praises all evening. He just gets undone with the awkward bounce there. But heck of a kick there from Brand. Price does really well to look after that ball and gets the penalty from not releasing.
It's one of those horrible moments for any fullback when the ball drops in behind you and it bounces in a way that you're just not expecting. Just nothing you can do about it.
Ethan Price on the floor there, beavering his way into getting the ball back. And the penalty comes from the tackler not releasing there and gives Taylors much needed respite.
Dyer, the try scorer, to throw in. Again, just goes awry, ball hits the referee, so we'll have a scrum.
It's like it might have just gone through Natu's hands there. Maybe blinded by the lights.
Take the scrum though, it was their possession when it hit the referee.
Boys! I respect black people. Set!
It's another really good scrum. They have been so good at scrum time. But so good on the floor. Oh, Reading Blue Coat and Byron Crow in particular there.
Yeah, it was Matthew Lee who's just shifted to number 8 there. Got isolated and then didn't hear the ref's call of tackle and carried on trying to march along the floor.
I just don't know. Either ankle or the outspoken hit.
Just watch Crow, the number 6 here for Reading Blue Coat. Gets himself in such a strong position.
Reading quite reasonably having to chase the game a little bit. Can they get this fabled cap driving more underway?
Certainly can, marching slowly forward, but they might have to change the plan there. Radia's got his hands on it. So they go to ground. Smart play from Blue Coat. Loose ball, might work out. Name pounced on it. They flash back towards the Bryan side. Crow to Wisener now. He's brought down. With him is the call. And for half a second, Blue Coat were isolated, but they got the support there. Now they charge forward. Carmen takes the latest one on. Is there some space on the inside? Not quite. Good tackle comes in. Blue Coat's best little spell, but it comes to an end with a knock-on. And Taylors have the chance to escape. They're going to play it in field. Surely they're going to put boot to ball there off this one. And then a little spill at the back there. No advantage though, says the referee. So
come on, Taylor!
Taylors get away with the error. They'll have the scrum.
Yeah, a testing passage there for Taylors. First time this half that Reading have had the opportunity to get ball in hand. Did quite well. You could hear Jason Downs shouting for whip from his team there. And in the end, Taylor's quite fortunate there to escape without conceding some points.
My name is Aku, I'm very sorry. Step back!
Big scrum from Bluecoat, one of their best of the night. Waddington compromised a little bit as he kicked it, but managed to get it up to about the 22, which, given the pressure he was under, is not too bad a result.
Yeah, fairly sound kick that from Rio. Did the job.
We're moving into that stage of the evening where the clock starts to become just as important as the score. From Merchant Taylor's point of view, if you're getting the ball off the field, get it well off the field will be the message.
Run it in, Lars! Forward, Lars! Forward, Lars! There we are.
Yeah, score just now from Reading would certainly tighten up the backs of Merchant Taylors as they give away another penalty.
Again, it was a really good carry from Lawrence Walker. He's been so impressive at open side for Reading Bluecoat.
Come on, boys.
And they have another line out.
I know Ed Conway's job not made any easier for this game. It's not all just about the tactics of who's going to come on and when. It's about, you know, it's a big game for the boys playing here, so actually trying to get boys on to experience what it's like to play in front of your home crowd. Friday night of rugby week at MTs as well, so there's a few boys chomping at the bit to get on the pitch here, I think.
Absolutely a huge experience for all involved. Bluecoat almost up to the line. That is brilliant from Martin, and just even more brilliant from the skipper of Reading Bluecoat, Patrick Weisner. Fought through contact, fought to stay alive, fought to keep the ball moving, and got it down for a try that keeps them in the game.
Yeah, it looked like Natu had wrapped him up there, but he just kept pumping those legs, turning that torso, and he just slips out from the clutches there, and you can see quite clearly. Dots down, add some spice to the final quarter of this game.
Weisner has done so well to manage to stay in control of that ball, because as you say, it was so nearly ripped clear by Natu, and Weisner's falling at the same time. And yet still manages to get that ball down. We are in for another nail biter. Rugby week never disappoints. Conversion is good as well from Brand. Patrick Weisner, the try scorer, and Reading Bluecoat close it to 4. There's a try in it, and there's just 10 minutes left to go.
I mentioned earlier, had a chat to his brother, former First 15 captain Ed. You know, my time back at Reading, and his dad happily watching, and they'll be pleased to see young Patrick get on the score sheet there.
Certainly will. He's been as talismanic as we knew he would be tonight, but how important could that score be? 4 points between them. We are in for a blockbuster final 10. And the crowd have recognised that. The volume's gone up. Bluecoat box.
Coming our way. Got the feeling whoever strikes next might come away with the W here, Angus.
And do you reckon that's the mindset of Taylor's, is go and get another, create a gap, or do you think it's try and play the tactical game and get the ball off the field, get the ball in the right bits of the field, and just hang tight?
Wish I was able to tell you that. Interesting. I reckon they might just try and work something here. They've got a tasty little back line, and as we talk, the chance goes begging again. So I think that answered your question there a little bit, Angus. But I wouldn't be surprised if there's a penalty within the Taylors or within the blue coat half. They might be looking towards the posts.
Blue coat scrum won't be the sort of outcome that necessarily disappoints Merchant Taylors that much. And if there's one thing scrums do, it's eat up time.
Yeah, Reading got a fair old length of the field to go if they're going to score from this phase, or from this scrum, should I say.
This is what I'm talking about. Scrums eat time. That one collapsed on impact, so we'll go again. And a minute's been taken out of the clock.
Pretty good shift here from Mustafa and Kian, who've been on the pitch for the whole game. You don't often see that from top level props, so well done to these boys. Up he comes.
There you go. That's a bit of know-how, isn't it?
Wise man, Mustafa.
Well, as you say, an experienced front row, and showing a bit of experience here first. The tight head side goes down, but stays just about enough upright to have a reset. Loose head side the second time. Doesn't quite engage.
Forwards coach George Davis of Ealing Trailfinders fame will be looking very happy to our right just here.
Set.
I'd wager they're not brave enough to try it 3 times. They're not. A sensible decision. Reading blue coat emerge with the ball. Try and bash through the middle, through Main.
Rio Waddington's been absolutely impeccable with his defence today, and it's him making that catch, that tackle there.
Embleton looks to run it, needs support, gets support, just in the nick of time. Kuriaku. Blue coat suddenly starting to flood the breakdown in search of the ball. That's a clever kick, finds grass. Tidied up by Lambert, played in this fixture last year, did Lambert. Has he got some magic in him?
Just feel the tension rise a little bit, can't you? Both teams desperate for that next score.
And rises a bit more when that man gets the ball in his hands. Wisner, whose carry took them up to the halfway line. Good defence though, once again from Merchant Taylors.
That man Waddington again. Wow, he's had a great game in the defensive line tonight.
He's been an absolute superstar, Waddington, and his tackling has forced Blue Coat to kick the ball away. Embleton's under it. Thought about the pass, goes for the kick instead. There's a huge amount of grass there and it's bouncing off towards the touchline. That is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant from Tommy Embleton.
Yeah, what a lovely layer he's added to his game with this improved kicking game. That was just what the doctor ordered. Lovely little kick into space there. Just watched it roll into touch. Take the game down. Bit of field territory. Put the pressure on the blue coat. Set piece.
White 18.
Smart change this one as well for Merchant Taylors. On comes the open side again, Ivan Navarro. The game gets a bit loose. He's a good shout for a turnover penalty.
Stolen.
Knock-ons all over the place.
Knock-ons all over the place is the call from the referee.
After the line up,
It'll be a Merchant Taylors scrum.
Half of me wants a grandstand finish here for the viewers, but the other half of me desperately wants this to just peter out and have Taylors get the W in rather unspectacular fashion.
crouch.
I'm such a cynic and a rugby nerd that I want to see this scrum go down. I want to see these Taylors front rowers use all the tricks in the book here. They're too honest for their own good though. Ball comes out, BB has it. It's good to see that schoolboys aren't cynics. Leave that for another 20 years, lads.
Yeah, Ed Conway definitely far better coach than I would be.
A better man than either of us. And a better man than either of us here out on the field is Ethan Price, dancing deep into the 22, but that is superb on the floor from Reading Bluecoat.
No.
Half the thought of going quickly. Wisely, they opt not to. Ethan Price's name was nearly up in lights there.
Just perhaps been the common penalty for Taylor's, the lack of support and holding on. You can see inventive little kick there from Rio, finds his old mate Ethan Price on the old ding-a-ling. Step there, inside, gives it to his other mate, Ollie Southern, who just gets isolated, missing the clear out by the guy in the blue scrum out. It's done pretty well there.
It was the hooker, Benji Carman. It was a clever little kick from Waddington as well, because it was absolutely not what the play that was originally called was, but he had to adapt, and he adapted brilliantly. And his side have got the ball here, just on the fringe of the 22. Navarro, who's just come back onto the field, takes it up to the 22, and beyond, in fact, still going. And I just wonder, they make a few more yards, if Beebe might think about a drop goal. Or indeed Waddington, they've got a couple of options.
Fittingly poetic that. I think the first time you ever came here was in COVID, in one of our Taylor's 10s competition, and he blew everyone's mind when he dropped a goal in the Taylor's 10s. And it would be fitting for him to finish his career here with something similar.
You're absolutely right. Ethan Price fancies something a little bit more creative though. Charging into the 22.
Another wonder pass there from Embleton.
Taylors have advantage. Free play is the call. Beebe takes it to the line, pops it back inside.
You're good, so no advantage.
Bluecoat pokes the ball at the breakdown, but we'll come back for the penalty. And now the all-important question, where is it on the field?
School hymns being belted out behind us.
Well, according to our clock, there's a shade over a minute left. And there's 90 seconds on a penalty, am I correct?
Stumped me there. It's a minute for the kick, isn't it? 90 seconds for the decision, is it then? I'll tell you what, one of our staff out in the middle there, Mr. DeWyman, the under-16A coach, he's a semi-professional referee, so when he comes back this way, we'll ask him.
It's always good when the commentary team are abreast of all the laws and the very detail of it.
I'd be surprised after this lengthy break if Taylors don't opt for the posts here.
The referee, you can just see in the middle of your shot there in the lime green shirt, is certainly doing some detailed work on his watch. He's been looking at it for nigh on a minute now.
Probably forgotten to press start at the half. Start the half. Fallen foul to that one in the time on the old referee's paddock.
Beebe has the ball then. It still looks as though no decision has been made. I think they may go to the corner here.
Have they got something up their sleeve? One last hurrah, one special line-out move to get him over the whitewash.
A reminder, the referee's clock is the one that counts here. Ours just a reasonable guide. Dyer to throw in for Merchant Taylors. They have got a trick play around the front. It's well read by Reading Bluecoat. Taylors keep the ball. Hint of a double movement, but all looks okay. To the blind side they come. Oh, what a grandstand finish this would be for Merchant Taylors if they can get across the line. They have got across the line. Right in the corner, Merchant Taylors have the victory.
Looks like Mustafa Saeed, the wise man, Mustafa, quietly getting on with business today. and I'm really pleased to see him get over the whitewash there. Similar fashion to some of the other tries this evening. Sorry, pick and go. Came from the little trick play there, and Mustafa, with his old mate Matthew Lee, bound onto him, dives over to take the game beyond Reading recovery and should secure the final result here for Merchant Taylors.
It is going to be back-to-back Rugby Week Friday Night Light victories for Merchant Taylors. We were singing the praises of Saeed
Lads, at the end of the game, lads,
for his noose and experience in the front row, and we see there his calm and his delight after scoring that try. Waddington to add the extras. It's a fantastic who has been fantastic all night, and his side have a fantastic victory. Merchant Taylors get the victory.
Special moment for these lads.
should we get back into school?
As you can see, the jubilation there on the faces of the Merchant Taylors boys. Fair play to Red and Blue Coat. Dogged in defence today. Did well in all aspects. Tough old season for them so far. They've obviously playing some really strong rugby teams. And not to forget, you know, every year their first team come here away to play in front of a away team crowd in our biggest event of the season, and so fair play. That does make a big difference, but it's a special one for the Taylors lads. Every single boy that plays in this game says this is their biggest memory, and it's always lovely to come away with a victory in this Friday night light game at the end of another amazing rugby week.
It certainly has been an amazing week, and it's been an amazing night. It finishes up Merchant Taylors 31, Reading Bluecoat 20. A fantastic game of rugby. And when you look at the score, it looks like there was a bit between them, but this one went right down to the wire. It has been an incredible night. I'm going to get out there on the field in a second to go and talk to a few of the stars of the evening. But Phil, a terrific evening.
Yeah, always a pleasure to have you over, Angus, and the Next Gen team. A wonderful product that you always provide, and well done for everything you guys do for school rugby. Yeah, Rugby Week, my favourite thing in the school. You know, I think over 1,000, close to 1,000 boys have played rugby on these two pitches this week. Again, thank you to the ground staff. Thank you to Ed Conway, the director of rugby, who, you know, if he had any hair, might lose a little bit in the old Rugby Week, but no, an amazing culmination, and look forward to seeing you again this time next year. So,
all right, thank you very much, Phil, for joining us. It's been a fantastic evening. We're going to get out there and talk to a few people. We might see if Ed Conway is alive after what has been a big old week for him and a dramatic week at the end. But it finishes up Merchant Taylors 31, Reading Bluecoat 20. We'll be with you in just a second. The stars of the evening, and hopefully Ed Conway, the director of rugby here at Merchant Taylors, after what has been the most incredible evening, hasn't it? It's been just so spectacular. That Anthony Poole try in the first half is going to live long in the memory. But as I said at the close of commentary, that game, it went down to the wire. 31-20, looks as though there was a seeming bit of comfort for Merchant Taylors. Not a bit of it. That game was an absolute nail-biter, and well played to Saeed in the end. That try in the corner after all that jiggery-pokery at scrum time, doing a real job for them. We're just, in fact, there's a couple of lads coming over towards me now. I was going to say we're going to do some feedback ratings, but we're going to save that for later, because I got a couple of the lads coming over towards me, and I tell you what, a couple of lads that had absolutely blinding games. We've got, who have we got here?
Kian Omer.
We've got Kian Omer, who scored the second try of the game, and we've got Rio Waddington, is it?
Yeah.
Rio, you can't come in here just for a second. Kian, talk me through your first try. A big moment for you.
Yeah, it was definitely a big moment for everyone. I think we just kind of stopped our processes where we were. We knew the call, it was hammer, pick and goes. We drilled it again and again throughout the week, and we just knew if we stuck to our processes, we'd get over.
And it's a big night for everyone here. It's a big day in the build up to it as well, and a huge week. What was the feeling like coming into it?
It was a great feeling. Like, obviously there's a lot of pressure coming into the game, and I think the lads handled it quite well. At the start it was a bit shaky, but I think we got into it after the first few hits, and we really dug in and stuck out.
Now I've got a nerdy question for you. There was a scrum over on the far side with about 5 minutes left to play. Went down a couple of times. Was that smart play from the front row?
Well, it was their scrum in their half, so I felt, we had the position, so I went for a little, maybe possibly a little bit illegal, went for a crank. Didn't pay off, the ref was quite vigilant, but luckily it didn't get penalised.
I love it, I absolutely love it. That's what it's all about, that's what being in the front row is all about. Talk to me about the emotions at the end of the game as well.
Definitely probably one of the most emotional games of the season, like just the build-up, the fans, family watching, like it really kind of speaks to everyone, and I think it's a big game for us all, yeah.
And we're going to talk to Rio in just a second, but I want to hear from you first. Tell me about his defence tonight.
Oh, sensational. In the midfield. Him and Ollie Southern, I want to shout out as well. Just a brick wall in the centre field. Just absolutely amazing, yeah.
Brilliant. Well, cheers, Kian. Rio, you come in here. We'll just tuck you in. We've heard about your defence. Enjoyed a few of those defensive shots tonight?
Yeah. I read the play. I think I read the play pretty well across like the midfield, and it was always a delight to hit my opposite number.
And the kick at the end, I saw you crouching down to watch it through the post. The game was on already, but that was a pretty tasty one.
Yeah, it was nice. I thought I missed it, and then luckily it curled in towards the end, and yeah, very happy with the kick at the end.
And we've heard about your defence, we've heard about Kian's try, but one try we've not really spoken about, Anthony Poole.
Oh yeah. I remember. I think I was behind. I think I was behind him when I saw him run through, and I was just, he just stood there, and I just looked at him run right under the posts, and yeah, it was a lovely try.
And was that a moment that felt like the game had changed? Because obviously you'd been under the pump a little bit, you'd gone 3-0 up, you found yourselves 10-3 down, you were working inside your own 22. Did that bit of magic, it felt like there was a momentum shift there?
Yeah, definitely. When Anthony Poole's on the ball, you know he's going to go run through, and that just puts on the front foot, and I think from there we just kept dominating.
And obviously, it's been 3 Friday nights in a row. You boys quite enjoying a game in the floodlights?
Yeah, of course. It's always good fun. I don't know how we're going to go back to normal Saturdays now, but yeah, it's always good to get a win under the lights in front of a home crowd. So yeah, it's good fun. The
staff will probably be delighted to have you paying attention in Friday lessons. Listen, lads, enjoy yourselves. It's been a fantastic experience for you all. Well done.
Thank you very much.
And they've got some cheerleaders in the background. We've got a Rio Waddington 12 poster that is ready to go. The boys are off for a photo in the background. Right, well, while we wait to see who we're going to talk to next, we're going to have a little look. I'm not on my phone because I'm some sort of new age guy. I'm going to come in and do a little bit of feedback rating. So we're going to come in here and we're going to just check out what's been going on. So we go into the event zone. We find tonight's game, which was... Well, I'll tell you what. Sorry, my cameraman directing me because I'm actually not the most adept at technology as I look to search for my game. Here we go. Here we go. Merchant Taylors versus Reading Bluecoat. There we are. Always helps if you do it right, doesn't it? Well, I say that. Well, I've got it all wrong. But what we'll do is we'll go in and we'll show you how Merchant Taylors did the other night. Merchant Taylors here, they were fantastic against Teddy's Oxford, and that's what got them a 70. It's a sliding scale. You can do it back and forth on every single one. I think the trouble is that my phone has frozen up. The temperatures have plummeted, so my apps aren't quite working. But all you do is you just slide the scale, hit submit, and then it goes. Absolutely fantastic stuff. I will show you a better version once the phone has got back up to temperature later on. It's been a wonderful evening here. There's a couple of Reading Bluecoat players wandering past me. I might just see if I can grab one of them for a word. We'll see if one of them's looking up for it. Come on, one of you lads wants to talk to me, don't you? And just tell me how it was. We're going to speak to the fly half here, who's just giving me a look. Come in here, mate. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Obviously, heartbreaking result, but real spirit through the game.
Yeah, it was really close. Could have gone either way. One intercept try at the end, and we could have stolen it. But great effort from the team today. So yeah.
It certainly was, and obviously you were a couple of scores down. You scored that try late on, really brought it back into it. We've been speaking all evening about how this game's always got a load of tension around it, and you got that tense finish again in the end. Didn't work out for you, but actually the spirit just to stick at it was really what mattered.
Yeah, definitely. Just everyone wanted it, and it's just a bit unlucky it didn't go. Merchant Taylors' quality side, really well trained, so credits to them. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, listen, go and enjoy your evening, enjoy your weekend. You've got a Saturday off because you were playing Friday. Fantastic. Right, the coaches come past us deep in conversation. We won't interrupt that. But it's been a wonderful evening. Stay tuned on our socials later on, where you'll get the feedback ratings for both team, and a shout out to our kitwear suppliers, STC as well, and indeed to Extreme Clothing, who are keeping me warm on the head front. Because I'll tell you what, the temperature, as my phone has proved, has absolutely plummeted here tonight. It's getting quite chilly now, and my cameraman's in shorts, so we're going to wrap this one up pretty shortly. But before we do that, you must pay attention to what's coming up, because there is some huge rugby coming up. Tomorrow, 2:30 kickoff. We're going to be live at about 2:10 for Wellington College against Millfield, one of the biggest games in global schools rugby. We've had messages from people all over the world that are going to be tuning into that, so do come and join us for that. We've got massive games throughout the week then after that. Berkhamsted against Kirkham Grammar School on Wednesday, and then at the weekend it's the big one. We're up to Edinburgh for the Merchiston Castle Festival. That one's going to be massive. That's the 12th and 13th of October. Then on the Wednesday after that, it just keeps on coming. London Oratory against the Oratory Derby. Before that, in the early kick-off that day, Shiplake College against Aylesbury Grammar School, and then a weekend to remember, the St Joseph's Festival. It's become a 3-day event now. Under 15s on Friday the 18th of October, under 18s as ever on the 19th and 20th. It's going to be massive. You've got the likes of Millfield, Wellington College, reigning champions Kirkham Grammar School, and Irish legends St Michael's College coming across. At the same time, we also have the John Fisher Festival, the biggest state school rugby event that's ever been put on. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. So there is rugby everywhere you look over the course of the next 2 weeks, so you've got to come and join us for it, particularly tomorrow for Wellington College against Millfield. 2:15, 2:10 in fact, we go live for that one. But from here at Merchant Taylors, the end of rugby week, the stands have emptied, the DJ's still going. As we've heard, the geography teacher likes a tune or two. He's going to be out here all night, I think, with that going on. But it's been a fantastic evening, and it all finished up. Merchant Taylors 31, Reading Bluecoat 20. A brilliant evening, and thank you for joining us.
Rugby offers opportunities to exemplify the values that the school holds dear and has that idea of teamwork at its core, and we can't value that highly enough.
Rugby Week is an event that's been built over a number of years, and every boy in the school from 14D up to first team will play Monday to Friday. Everyone gets the same experience.
All the teams of different ages and abilities get to showcase their rugby under the lights.
For the younger lads, hopefully these are the sixth form that they look up to and kind of idolise. I remember when I was at school that was always the case. The first team were kind of awe-inspiring. Our senior boys are going to help out with all the younger teams, so our first team boys are here kind of helping coaching and kind of build that club ethos up and down the school really.
I remember running out onto the first team pitch. It was almost a state of euphoria. It was just a great experience. I still remember it to this day, which I think is part of the point of Rugby Week.
Hit it! Lovely!
Let's play the rugby that we can do. We're only one score down, we will win this game.
Come on! Fight it!
It was a great experience. I mean, it was my first time. I was so nervous. Once I got out on the pitch, it was great. At the last second, got the try. You know, the rest is history. It was great.
But otherwise, really impressed, boys. You've had 2 sessions and you're doing really, really well.
Let's go, boys! 2, 3,
This is the only event anywhere across the country where boys as young as 11 years old get to play on a pitch like this. Hopefully that inspires them throughout their rugby career, through school and beyond.
It's pretty massive for these guys. The first team is obviously full of big characters. We get down there and support them. Hopefully it makes a big impact to their rugby experience and how well they play that week.
I've been looking forward to tonight for a very long time. You know, it happens once a year.
It's a really special opportunity. Friends, family on the touchlines, it's something you won't forget.
Another score would put this in, but I don't want us in our own half. Let's play down there.
Over the course of the week, we've had 23 games, 13 sides, nearly 1,000 young people playing rugby. It started 10 years ago with just a single game under lights, and it's grown into a festival of rugby.
This game's definitely the focal point of our season. The whole atmosphere surrounding the occasion is massive. But once you get on there, you let your rugby do the talking.
It's one of the things we'll all look back on and just think, I wish I could do that again.
2, 3, Taylor!
Is it on? Yeah. Do I look cute?
Not really.
The right kit changes everything. With the right kit, you're ready for anything. United, connected, unstoppable. Whatever your sport, we are your sporting partner. Creating your kit your way. For every team, for every challenge, for every aspiration. Feel seen, feel ready, feel part of the team. Kit on, game on.